name's Will and welcome to the Distorted Transmission for today. A four-piece metal band hailing from Auckland, New Zealand with thrash and new metal influences, apparently. That band is If It Bleeds. How are you guys?
Good, thank you, Will.
Good, thanks, mate.
Who's in the band and what do they do? Or what are they supposed to do?
I'm Dave and I am the bass player and a few bits of backing vocals.
A fair amount of backing vocals, to be fair. I'm Rory. I'm the lead singer, screamer for If It Bleeds. And yeah, we've got...
I'm Aaron. I play drums.
And one missing is Ed, the guitarist. Unfortunately, couldn't make it today.
Were you in Mudshark before?
I was in Mudshark and I've been in Mudshark for about 10 years. And then that's when I hooked up with these guys through a mate of a mate of a mate sort of thing. And someone said, hey, they want a singer. And I said, yeah, I'll come down and have a jam, and just sort of gelled pretty quickly.
Right. Because I remember interviewing Mudshark and you were there, and that was about 5 years ago, crazily enough.
I remember that. That was a fun one.
So nice to see you again. Let's talk about the band history then. Let's sort of start at the beginning and tell me what you know about the sort of the evolution of the band from concept to now.
It's myself and Ed who started it. We've been jamming together for years, actually. We played in a couple of other bands. Had a bit of a long hiatus with kids and decided to get back to it. And so we started jamming in his garage. And yeah, we got a couple of riffs together and thought, you know what, we'll get out there. And we went, how do we do it? We haven't done this for ages. And we ended up trying to sort of set up a name, I guess, you know, at the first. And I was like, what do we love? And I was like, oh, we both love 80s action movies. And I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I started looking at Arnie quotes. And that's actually where the name came from. Because Predator is the best movie ever made.
When the big man was killed, you must have wounded it. Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we could kill it.
Yeah, so we used that as a placeholder, really, and stuck up some adverts. And yeah, friend of a friend, met Rory, and then had a drummer, didn't quite work it out, and eventually this legend joined us, and that takes us through to the day.
Cool. So your first single, The Synaptic Dissonance, dropped on the 29th of September late last year. How was the response to it, and is there more to come?
Yeah, I'd say the response of it was pretty good. Like, we were so stoked with how it came out, like the recording itself, and we've got really good feedback from that. You know, thank you to Malcolm for that, the guy that recorded us. And having it up on Spotify, it's so good actually having a song that you can just play to people, because it's one thing to say you're in a band, but unless people can actually hear what you sound like, it just sounds like lip service. So being able to point someone, that's our sound, and Synaptic Dissonance was the song that kind of, I think, best encapsulated us right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
We played a couple of gigs,
Yeah.
And that was the one that just got crowd response. And we were just like, right, we're going to record.
Yeah.
That's the first one we're going to do. Yeah, and it's been awesome actually playing a couple of shows since it's been out and seeing people actually sing it back at you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
So that was the first one you released, but you mentioned before we press record that there are other ones to come. So what's your timeline for releasing the other tracks that you've recorded?
Well, we've just released the second track, which is the aforementioned We Can Kill It, to go with our If It Bleeds name.
Right.
That was the first time I ever jammed with these guys. That was the first riff that ever came in, and that song sort of just had a whole theme of Predator around it. So that's what the song's about, movie Predator. And we dropped it just last Friday.
That makes more sense because like we did a single release with you a few days ago at Ding Dong, and then I looked on your page, and it said that the song was dropped on 29th of September, and I was like, well, that's odd, but maybe they haven't had time to do like a song release until this point. But okay, so this is the set. I'm confused. So there was the 29th of September. That was the first one. You've just released another one, and there's one more to come in the future. Okay, I apologize for that. Cool.
Yeah, so we've got one more to come. We've laid down the basic tracks to it. We've just got to polish it up and make it pretty again. And yeah, we'll be dropping that in about 2 or 3 months, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I reckon.
Could be something like
Yeah.
that.
Where do you record them, and how do you sort of undertake that?
I play for another band, a rock band, and Malcolm, the guitarist, has been doing it all in-house. We started recording some of the stuff in the other band, and he suggested he would like to start recording If It Bleeds. So that's how we got onto that. It's called Bad Amp Studio.
Yep.
It's out west, and it's going pretty well.
Yeah, he's been great for me. Knows
Yeah.
just how to, get the best out of all of us. So that's been good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's got a ear, eh? He's
Yeah.
good at holding you to account.
Yeah.
You know, which is cool. It does make the process a little bit longer than you'd want, but you get a good product at the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to have someone say you can do that better than just to go, that'll be
Because
good
he's a
enough."
musician himself, he has little things that he'd like us to do, but apart from that, the recording process has been excellent.
I've recorded demos and stuff in that first sort of style where whatever's good enough, and then I've done stuff a little bit more professionally, and there was somebody there who said, oh, maybe you should do another take that was a little bit loose or weird at the end.
Yes.
And I definitely prefer that, like somebody making me do it 3 or 4 times just to get it right,
Oh yeah.
rather than somebody going, yeah mate, sweet as, and then that's it forever, and then you listen to it later and you're like, fuck, I should have done it again. So I think it's definitely a good thing. What's the plans for this year? Are there any shows or anything like that coming up to discuss?
Yeah, so we're playing Monolith's tour of the North Island, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're playing the Auckland leg of that. That's on the 22nd of March. That's going to be a huge show. That's with Chasing Titans as well. And then we're playing, is it the Cabana? Down in Napier.
Napier.
Cabana and Napier on May 4th for the Royal Variety Show.
It's our first chance to get outside of Auckland, actually.
Yeah, that's it. It is, yeah.
Are there any things that you feel that you need to improve to become a better band going ahead? Like every band goes through like transitions of like ideas, styles, ways of songwriting, things like that. Where are you guys at, and what do you think you could improve on?
I'd say songwriting we've been developing, like that's getting more and more tight and more creative the longer that we're together. We've only been together about a year or so, but it's really starting, we've found in the last sort of about 4 months, it's really started to gel, and the songs that we're writing are getting better and better. So we're kind of looking forward to seeing where we can push ourselves that way.
Yeah. We really, I guess, start to hold ourselves to account now, or I think Aaron holds us to account and says, that's not If It Bleeds. And we're like, all right, then, that riff's not in. But because I think we've started to define our style.
Yeah.
And we're starting to get tighter and better at doing it. I guess a bit more, we just want to put out something that's good. And so we're not going to rush it.
We've played a handful of live shows, but every live show we're just getting a little bit more comfortable with how we are on stage, how that all develops, and how tight we are on stage as well, because that's a big.
Present ourselves on stage. Yeah.
That's about all the questions I have for you, because although you've been around a year or so, you're still a relatively new band. So I don't really have much to press you on. So is there anything else you'd like to add to the interview at the end to sort of fill it out?
Big shout out to Malcolm for our recordings at Bad Amp Studios out West Auckland, and looking forward to the future.
Yep. Yeah, he did an amazing job, and on top of that, getting those songs out there has been amazing. The response has been pretty cool. It's just a big thank you to everyone that's actually listened to them so far. Put it on a playlist, saved it, shared it with your mates, come along to the show, watched it, and jumped along to it.
And even the bands we've played with as well. It's been great.
Looking forward to the next shows that we've got on the 22nd of March. That's with Monolith and Chasing Titans out at Ding Dong Lounge, and come see us down in Napier at the Cabana for the Royal Variety Show. If it bleeds.
Thanks very much for the chat, and thanks for sharing stage with us on the weekend and several weeks ago as well.
Cheers to you, mate. Thank you for that.
You're a bloody legend yourself, mate. So thank you very much.
That's true. I am a legend. All right. say goodbye to everyone. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you all.
And thanks for watching.